another episode of Conversations with Lamp. I'm your host, James Lampkin. And my guest today is an undefeated fighter out of the DMV, former national champion, Mr. Nasheed Sugar Sheed Smith. Thank you for joining me.
Of course, I appreciate y'all for having me,
Hey, man, always an honor, always a pleasure. But look, Sugar, you got that on your name. That's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, ain't no pressure though, you know what I'm saying? Everything is sweet,
So how did you take on that name? Because that name comes with a lot of prestige.
It's crazy, right? Because you can't never really give yourself a nickname. So I was in the gym one day and I was sparring, but when I was sparring, I was looking sweet, like in the gym, like when they start hyping me up, they be like, oh, Sugar something or Sugar, they say like Sugar James or something like that, and then one of the coaches there at the time named Bear, he was like, oh, okay, Sugar Sheed, and we like, hold on, Sugar Sheed, that's kind of alright. And then after that, we just ran with it. And as you can see, it's a household name now. You know what I mean?
So do you feel pressure with it?
Nah, not at all. Not at all. Yeah,
okay.
not at all.
So the last time we talked, you was an amateur, and now today you're a pro. So congratulations on making that jump.
Yeah, I appreciate that. It's been a long time coming. I've been dreaming about like a lot of these moments, my pro debuts, my second fight, third fight, like everything I've been dreaming about is now like, finally coming true. And I got more dreams to accomplish,
What's the biggest difference being from going from amateur to the pros?
Biggest difference for me is just the headgear, no headgear. When you fighting with the headgear, you in the amateurs, you think okay, I'm gonna be able to take these punches like a little more than what I'm gonna be able to take when I don't have headgear on. So when I'm fighting in the amateurs, or when I was fighting in the amateurs, and I had the headgear on, it was like, all right, like if I get hit with a good punch, I'm like, all right, I'm cool. But I know now, like in the pros, if I fight with no headgear on, you're not gonna be cool if you get hit with a good punch for real. So you just gotta be more like defensively correct. Always gotta think defense, even when you're in your offensive time. And you just gotta be more focused than what you have to do in the amateurs, in my opinion.
Can you see better without the headgear?
Oh yeah, for sure. That's one of the pros I think to it. You know what I mean? Because with headgear, you got stuff like covering like the side of your vision a little bit. But when you have no headgear, it's like you can see everything, like, and it'd be like in slow motion for real. It'd be crazy. It'd be like the Matrix. Like you'd be like, ooh, you'd be like, roll under that, roll back under that. Like so I think that's one of the pros about fighting with no headgear.
What's the cons?
Headbutts hurt so bad.
Oh
my god. Oh. Headbutts is the worst thing in boxing when you fighting for it, because it's unexpected, and some people got harder craniums than the others. So when you in there, and say if you got a dirty fighter, or you got a fighter that's just really just trying to survive but don't really know what to do, sometimes they just lean in with their head. You might go in trying to get a punch in, but they might headbutt you in your chin. That ain't really hurt.
Damn.
Yeah.
Have you as a pro, have you been headbutted?
Oh yeah. My first time fighting with no headgear in the Team Combat League, the first fight I had, I got headbutted right on the side of my head, like the side / back of my head. That thing was sore for like 3 days after that.
So let's talk about that. Like, how did you that Team Combat? How did you feel about that experience?
Oh, that experience was good. I think it introduced me into the pros like very good, because he was only doing one round. It was all out, so you was getting a feel of people's punches, people's power, how fast they could be. It really just helped you out with not the pace, but just getting accustomed to fighting with no headgear.
Okay, because I'm like, when I watched it and I seen you fight, and I'm like, I didn't really like it.
Yeah.
Cause like, to me, you're like a real technician. Like, you got real skills, and it take a while for you to process what's going on.
Yeah.
So it's like, with one round, it's like, okay, you gotta go out there swinging.
Yeah.
And and not saying you can't, but it looks like I went to your pro fight debut, and I've been to a couple fights, and you just look more comfortable being able to strategize or set up the strategy with the Team Combat League. It's like, all right, One round in, let's go. Let's throw some punches and
Yeah,
hopefully.
and get out of there. But the thing is, though, I think with Team Combat League, I think that also helped me too because in the amateurs, like I would be too patient sometimes. Like sometimes, like in the beginning of my career, like I would lose the first round and then lose like half the second round. At that point, depending on who judging, I might have already lost the fight. You know what I mean? And even like throughout my whole amateur career, typically I would always lose the first round. But I was just always like unless I'm just blowing you out of the water, I'm losing the first round and then I come back, I win the second, I win the third. But the Team Combat League, it helped me because I'm a technician. So, and I only got one round. So for me, okay, now after Team Combat League, I know, okay, 30 seconds has been up. I can figure something out. Or a minute has been up. Well, so I'm learning to pretty much just time how much time that I have in a round. And then also it helps me get accustomed to my opponent faster than what I was doing in the amateurs.
Did anybody ever get like alarmed or nervous? No, or it was like, okay, it's kind of expected he gonna use that first round to kind of gauge how the fight gonna go.
You talking about the amateurs?
Yeah.
Oh, I really don't know. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, when they go in there, they just fight. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if they was watching film on me. I'm sure they was. I'm sure they probably like had it in a game plan. Like, okay, that first round, he probably gonna come out slow, so you just take advantage of that. And then the second round, try to do more than the first. But for me, it wasn't like it was easy to beat me in that first round. Like just because I'm still touching you. I'm still getting my points, but I'm not getting as much points as I would get in the second round. Because by the second round, I'm warmed up. Okay. I know what you're gonna do. So now my defense is correct. My offense is even more correct. So of course, that second round, I'm going to win. The third round is going to be even more because I'm even more warmed up. I'm hyped now because I just punished you in that second round. And then that third round, I know, okay, this is the last round. I'm about to try to get you up out of here. You know what I mean? So
let's go to your pro debut. I know it was in November. I can't remember the exact date. November the year 2023. I know that part. I think it was like November 4th. We just say November 4th. What was that like for you? Because you was fighting in front of your city. Big moment. You got a crowd now. Like, what was that like for you?
It was crazy because like all of the build up to that. You know what I mean? It was crazy because like nobody really knows. Like for real, I was supposed to make my pro debut like early 2023. Oh. Yeah. So I already had like plans because I want to go to Glove Nationals, and then I was like kind of on the fence about going to the USA National Championships, and then I ended up catching COVID too. So I was like, I'm really not going. I'm really just going to focus on turning pro. But then my coach and my dad was like, man, just go ahead, just go take this championship right quick, add more to your resume, and then after that you could turn pro. So for real, in the USA Championships, like I didn't even lose no weight because I couldn't. I caught COVID. Yeah, so I had to. At that time, I was walking around at like 193, 195 maybe. Okay. So I had to fight at a new weight class that was at 189. So I just fought there. I ended up winning. Like all the guys, like they were bigger than me. I just boxing them out, having fun, doing what I do. And then after that, I turned pro. But I was originally I had planned to turn pro like early 2023. But then of course, Combat League happened, and then like other stuff started happening behind the scenes as well. So, when I fought, because also another thing too, I didn't know if I was going to have my pro debut in front of the city. I didn't know if it was going to be here, in New York, like out the country. Like I didn't know where it was going to be at. I would just it really like none of that stuff really matters to me. Like of course, I want to fight at home. I want to fight in front of my fans, but I was a national tournament fighter. Like wherever the tournament was at, I was going. I was fighting. So it didn't matter who was there. Who was. All I needed was my coaches and my father. Okay. That was pretty much it. So, it feels good to fight at home, but it wasn't really like a big priority to me. The priority for me is just to fight. I just want to fight. Like it don't matter who's in there, where I'm at, who's around. So when I did have my pro debut, and it was in the city. And it was all the people that was there, and I heard all the people chanting my name. It was like a moment, like off a movie. Like it was crazy because I was like, wow, like not only did I dream of this moment, but like everything that I was doing like led up to that. Even me not even having my pro debut early in that year, like I wanted. You know what I mean? Like it just at that time it made me feel like, dang, like why it ain't my time yet? You know what I mean? Like it was just making me, question a lot of things, but all leading up to that, and then I figured out like, oh, this is why. Like all for this. Like I had my email there. You know what I mean? Like we prayed in the back before I fought and everything. So it was like, it was just crazy to be able to do that and experience that, and it was a night I will never forget. I ain't gonna lie.
How did you pick your walkout music for that?
Um, it was like I wanted something that all the youngins knew, but all the old heads knew too.
What was it? Because I forgot.
It was Mini Man by 50 Cent.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So, and I knew like, all right, everybody love this song, no matter who you are. You know what I mean? And it's a like, get ready to fight type of song too.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, I'm gonna do this, and I was just listening to that jank. I was listening to that jank for like the whole week. I was like, yeah, this the one. It's the one.
Is that it? Because I was just talking like with fighters and stuff. I always wonder like, how do they even pick the song they're gonna walk out to? Because it's like, I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it, but in my mind, it's actually important. I mean, is it?
Okay, so to like be 100% honest with you, the only songs I really thought about and picked was my first fight, Mini Man. My third fight, it was the Sugar Sheed song.
Oh, okay,
The second fight, I didn't really care. Like they just made a decision. I said, yeah, pick that one. And then my last fight, I didn't have a decision until the lady was like, you need a song to walk out to. I was like, oh, okay. And I just went on my plate and was like, this one. And that was that. So I don't really be tripping on that. I really just be wanting to fight. Like I just be wanting to fight. Like that's all I want to do.
And how long? So let's go to that because you have a real passion for fighting.
Yeah. And
we talked before, and I kind of want to go back to it because not everybody heard the first one. How did you even get into boxing? Because I'm gonna set it up a little bit because you talked about your dad actually did karate.
Yeah, he did karate and he did wrestling too.
Oh, okay. But he introduced you to karate.
Yep.
But you ended up doing boxing.
Yeah.
And how did that come about?
So, I originally was doing taekwondo. I was a 2-time national champion in that. Oh. And then one day I was watching TV and I seen UFC pop up, and I'm talking like the old UFC, the no rules UFC. So this was like I want to say like a person, he had to be every bit of like 160, 170 going up against like a 250 pound man. Like, he was up and they was going at it, and the 160, 170 pound man won. I was like, oh, I like this look fun. Like I look like I could, I could figure something out on this. So I started doing my research on it. And I was like, all right, it's pretty much like an anything goes type of thing. Like you could kick, punch, wrestle, whatever. And I'm like, all right, I already know how to kick, so I'm good on the feet. My father's a wrestler. Of course, every dad's going to teach their son something about their sport. So I'm like, okay, I know how to wrestle a little bit because my dad. I'm like, now all I really need is just the hands. So like, all right, I got a box. So then I went in the gym, went to the headbangers, ended up like going around there. After a couple gyms, once I was in there, like the family environment, you know what I mean? Like, it was fun. It wasn't fun getting beat up, but it was fun, you know what I'm saying? And I was just like, I just ended up loving the sport. So that was that. I just stayed there.
Was your dad okay with that decision?
Oh yeah. My dad always told me and my other siblings too, he was like, no matter what we pick, what we choose, he gonna support it. We just gotta do something, and it gotta be positive. Okay. So it didn't matter what sport I picked. I could have picked, I don't know, but kickball or something. he would still supporting me. So yeah.
See, just because we're talking about your dad, just talk about the benefits of having that special relationship with your father, because unfortunately not a lot of young men had that. Yeah. But you blessed enough to have a father who's in your corner, supporting you, showing you the right things to do. So I want you to elaborate more, like how is that so important to you?
It's very important if you ask me. I think it's really one of the most important things in my life, if not the most important thing in my life. Having a dad that cares that much to even want to support you in whatever you do, is a major blessing. Not only that, but my father teaches me more than just like my father, like my best friend, like that's like my right hand man. Like as you see, like we go everywhere together. Like you know what I mean. And even me growing up and becoming a man and learning, more things about life and trying to lead a nest and things like that. Like he's there to help me out with that. He's also there to teach me, not even teach me, but like just show me real life experiences or real life skills, like how to put air in a tire, like stuff like that. Like you know what I mean. And to have that, and not have to ask nobody that you don't even know if they have that type of experience. Because I could ask somebody randomly on the street and they could tell me some BS that'll never work, but I'm thinking, okay, boom, I'm gonna try it now and messed up my tire. You know what I mean? So it's like that could be used in so many different instances, and that's where I think the youth is really falling short for because we don't have, well, they don't have like those kind of leaders. You know what I mean? Like even my dad, he put me around so many other real men as well too, so that say if at the time I don't feel comfortable with talking to him, I could go talk to them, and they're gonna end up telling me to go talk to him anyway. You know what I mean? So not having that type of father or that type of parental figure in your life, is really doing a lot of the youth like a lot of injustice for real. So I think for me to have that, very much of a blessing.
I mean, you're a public figure now, and your stock gonna continue to rise. Your public profile gonna continue to rise. Is that something you're gonna look to do, like be a mentor to other black men?
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I'm already like looking to do it. I've been talking to people. I've been trying to get some things done. You know what I mean? And hopefully, you know what I'm saying. If that stuff works, then I'll be more into it. But right now, like I always, even like when kids DM me, I don't know, like I still talk to them. Like I play the game with kids. I send them. I know we'll chop it up on the phone, like anything like that. Anything I feel like I can do for the kids, like I will do it. Especially the youngins that feel like they don't got nobody. Like you know what I mean? Because like even now, like I'm not where I'm gonna be, but I know I'm somebody to them. So even me just reaching out and talking to them, or just chopping it up with them, or just replying to a message that they sent, I know that could really make their day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they'll listen to somebody like me because it's not like I'm from. It's not like I'm from the suburbs. So like I'm really from the trenches. Like I grew up in the trenches. Like all types of trenches, uptown, down southwest, like everywhere. Like you know what I mean? So for me, I feel like I'll have a better voice of reason than a lot of other people because I've been where they've been at.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I may not have done some of the things that they've done, but I've seen it. So I know the type of experiences. I can tell them like this is gonna happen because I've seen it happen. I have friends that's incarcerated or dead. You know what I mean? So for that, I mean, just when kids know that and they know you have that experience and they believe in what you're saying, I think that'll take them a long way. And if I can help, what I'm saying, I will.
I want to talk about something that the first interview we talked about Ramadan because you're a practicing Muslim, and it actually came to pass that you did fight during Ramadan because I remember asking you, how would that work? So how was that experience for you?
That experience was good. To me, in my opinion, I think when you are an athlete during Ramadan, I think like while you're working out or while you're practicing or even while you're fighting, it's way better to like do it during Ramadan. Like it's like because you gotta think about it. If you know in your mind, like okay, I can do this stuff. I can sprint outside without eating or drinking no water. You know what I mean? I can do this. I can spar 12 rounds straight without eating and drinking no water. You know what I mean? You can do pretty much anything. You know what I mean? Like what you gotta think because say when you are at your most thirstiest time, but you still got somebody across you that's want to take your head off. What are you gonna do? Like you gotta still fight. And if you able to do that and control yourself, control your heart, your mind, you know what I mean, and just trusting Allah for real, because that's the whole reason why we're doing Ramadan anyway. What else isn't there to do? Like you got it. Like you pretty much conquered 90% of boxing at that point. So I think for me doing that, it was really a blessing because it showed other fighters. Like I have other fighters in my gym that's Muslim, and they was like, Ramadan, I'm not gonna fight, and then me doing that, showing them like, oh, they can do it too. So now they doing it.
Which fight was that? Your second fight or third fight?
That was my second fight. Yeah,
okay.
That was in Philly.
Okay. So do you feel like it helps you because now you like, odds are it's gonna happen again, and you got it out the way early. So do you think it's gonna benefit you more as your career advances?
Oh yeah, of course. Because I mean now it's just like another thing where there is no excuse. I don't need to take time away from boxing because of Ramadan. Ramadan ain't doing nothing but enhancing me. And actually, for we can look this up. Statistically, athletes perform better during Ramadan. Yeah, like even like basketball players, football players, soccer players, whatever sports you playing. Typically, if you're doing Ramadan and you're fasting and things like that, you perform better.
I mean, I know you can't give me a sure shot answer, but what's your theory? What do you think the reason that is?
I think because the body, you're not feeding the body a lot of BS, and the body has a lot of time to pretty much like clean itself. Okay. Because like the human body does a lot for us more than we even know for real. So when you fasting and you not putting anything in there, the body will help you out. You know what I mean? So when you're doing that, and not only are you getting helped out by your own body, but you're pushing it to its limits because you working out as well. It's gonna create new limits and just new heights that you can get up there to.
Okay. You've done 4 fights now, 2 knockouts. I asked Scooter this last week, and I'm gonna ask you, what's it like to knock somebody out?
It's hilarious to me. I'm not gonna lie. It's funny. It's not funny when you do it, but it's funny when you watch the film because you be like, dang, I really got what it is. Like, you know what I mean? And then just seeing like the crowd reaction or just seeing your reaction because when you do it, a lot of times I'm not even gonna lie. Like my first and my second fight, I can't even tell you what punch really knocked him out. Like, why the ref like stopped it. I just know I was beating him.
Well, I can tell you.
Yeah.
I was there. I can tell you what it was that body shot. That's what it was.
Yeah, it's crazy because like you're fully aware what you're doing when you fighting. But when you get out of there, you can't tell them like you can't say what you did. Like you really don't even know. It's just like you just know you was fighting and you won. That's pretty much it.
What's it like because everybody has a different path. You have your beginners and there's expectations, but you're a national champ, an amateur national champ, so your expectations are higher. So does that give you more confidence? Does it give you pressure? What does it do for you?
I don't really think about it. For me, I just know how hard I train. I know I train every day, and when it's camp, I train twice a day. I know I trust in my coaches. You know what I mean? I know Coach B, Coach B, Coach Jamie, Mo Harrell. None of them is gonna juice. I ain't trying to leave nobody out, but none of them is gonna put me in a position where I could get hurt. You know what I mean? And even with boxing, you gotta take chances, but my coaches believe in me, and I believe in them. So no matter what is going on or what type of expectations people got of me, we got each other. So we like that.
It's good that you mentioned that because we look at boxing as an individual sport, but you constantly talk about your team. Like, did you form this team? Like your trainer? Like, how did that team come about?
Well, I mean, like I said, I got a father that put me around real men. So, when he took me to the Headbanger gym, I met all of them, and it just formed like over the years. Like I'd be working with Coach B at his house. I work with Coach Boogie at his house. I work with Coach Jamie at his house at their job. Like all of them, like you know what I mean. Like it'll be just us. Coach B would just open the gym a Saturday morning, just be me and him in the gym, and we just creating. That bond, and even now, like I can call them. I can talk to them about anything. Like I was just talking to Coach Boogie yesterday. Like you know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? So for us, it's like those are father figures to me. You know what I mean? And since I trust them so much, I understand like whatever they tell me while I'm in the ring, they're not telling me to hurt me or have a negative impact on me. They telling me because they see something. And 9 times out of 10, nah, not even 9, 10 times out of 10, they see something, it's gonna land. And if I land this, it's over with. So I mean, you know, we all just locked in. We all got that connection. Like even when we in the gym, I can hit the mitts with them, and they don't even gotta say a word. They just show the pad, and we doing combinations.
Yeah. 4 fights in, 2 knockouts. Let me make sure I stress the 2 knockouts.
Yeah.
What's the best thing you've learned so far?
The best thing I've learned so far is it's 3 minutes and 4 rounds. I got a lot more time than what I did in the amateurs. And then also, I've learned that you always got to be a student of the game. You always got to be willing to learn something new anytime you dealing with boxing or you investing into boxing or even if you just watching boxing.
Because you said it's a lot more time, 3-4 minutes. What was the amateur fight? How long was that?
Amateur was 3 minutes, 3 rounds.
3 minutes, 3 rounds.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people hear, oh, it's just 3 minutes, but
listen, that 3 minutes don't be just 3 minutes. That 3 minutes move like it's 10, and don't get tired. It move like it's 30.
Are there some like fighters like who did you grow up watching? Like who was like your inspirations as you watching?
I always watch a little bit of everybody. I always say though, my GOAT is Muhammad Ali for sure.
Really?
But I'm watching Roy Jones, Lamar Peterson, Patrick Harris. Who else? Tank. Before even he was world champ. Who else? Anybody you name, I'm watching.
So you said you call yourself a student of the game.
Of course.
So do you watch the film on your own with your coaches? Like
I watch it on my own. And then like say if I have like a question about something, then I'll bring it to my coach. Like I'll be like, all right, like I'll say it could be like, watch this with me right quick, and then we start watching. I'll be like, Dad, like how did he do that, or what made him do that, or what do you think his mindset was when he did something like that? And then we talk about it.
How would you describe your fighting style?
My fighting style is, I think I'm versatile. I'm very, very intelligent in the ring. I'm able to adjust to anything a fighter do. Like if they want to box or they can't bang, I'm gonna make you bang. If you want to bang and you can't box, I'm gonna make you use them feet. Like you know what I mean? Like no matter what, I'm gonna always adjust, and it's gonna always be something that I seen that I do better than you. Cause 10 times out of 10, whoever I get in the ring with, I'm better than them at something, and I'm gonna make them use that, and they're not gonna be able to touch me.
Man, so sitting here, just we talking, and I could just feel your energy when you say that. Like you believe you would have been. Sure. Where does that confidence come from?
It comes from just all the work that I put in over the years. For me, it's like because even in amateurs, like in the beginning and even like in the middle, I used to doubt myself a lot. Like you know what I mean. But like I said, I got my dad. My dad put a lot of real men around me, so I got my coaches. They telling me, you know what I mean. They're like, hey, like you are better than what you think you are. And then one day it just took me just believing in them to actually start to believe in me. You know what I mean? And then after that, it's just been skyrocket after that.
Is there like a specific moment, specific fight you can go to that you can look at and say, you know what, this is where I gained my confidence?
Not really, because when you like dealing with confidence issues, you know what I mean? Like you kind of like fighting yourself. Mm-hmm. It's like sometimes it'll be where you are more confident than usual, and then you start doing some stuff, and then everything is working in your favor. And then sometimes it'll be like you won't be as confident as you should be, but you can't understand why. You don't understand it. And I remember one time I was talking to Coach B, and he was telling me, he was like, watch The Matrix. And I'm like, why do I watch The Matrix? He like, watch The Matrix and picture yourself as Neo. Watch the first one. So I'm watching the jank, And you know how Neo, he ain't really believe nothing that they were talking about.
Okay.
Then at the end, when he got hit, he good. He like, he just started doing the move. He like, that's you. That's you.
Have you ever like doubted your confidence or?
Once I got it, I was good. I never
Okay.
doubted my confidence, but I know it just took a lot to actually get it though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I remember like early in your career, you had a fight. I think it was in Philly, and unfortunately, the guy didn't make weight, so you did not get the fight.
Yeah.
How tough is that to go through that camp, go through all that training, and then you don't get the payoff?
It's crazy because so that happened to me twice.
Oh.
Yeah, in Philly twice, right? Yeah, so it's crazy because like you go through camp all that time and you spend all that time, you know what I mean? And if you looking at it at a certain way, technically you did it for nothing. But if you look at it in a better set of eyes and really understand what's going on, like it's something you gain from that. Like when my last time when I was supposed to fight in Philly and my opponent didn't even show up, and he lived in Philly. He's from Philly. he didn't even show up. I drove 3 hours. He could have drove 20 minutes to get to the weigh-in. And for me, it wouldn't matter what he weighed in at. I would still for him. Like I don't care because I took all that time. I was ready. You know what I mean? I lost all that weight. I'm trying to fight something. Yeah. But he didn't show up, and then after that, I chopped it up with Bomac. Like you know what I'm saying? I met Bomac for the first time. We chopped it up. Like guys know, you know what I'm saying? Like we cool now. So like even just gaining that type of connection, like you know what I mean? It helped out. You know, letting people see my face, more people know me. Like so now I just have more people that want to see me fight. You know what I mean? Because now they probably looking at it as, why didn't he show up to fight him? Who is he? You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, that happened twice. Yeah, I didn't get those fights. But I mean, it is what it is. I mean, we just move on, keep it pushing.
He might have saw that YouTube video.
Yeah. And the crazy thing is too, right? I had so many fights lined up for this year. I had all the Combat League fights. We fought twice in the Combat League this year. I had three fights that I had. So that's 5 fights, and then plus the 2 that didn't fight. So I would have had like 7 fights in total this year. Yeah. I'm
gonna say this, man. It was so. We was in the crowd, kind of joking about it, right? And you fought the Hispanic guy.
Yeah.
Shout out to him.
Yeah.
Them Hispanic dudes take a punch.
Man.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was like, but it was good for me though, because it was a good step up fight. Like, you know, he had a good, like, a positive record. Yeah. You know what I mean? He had a chin, wouldn't go down, like, you know what I mean? So for me to like fight somebody like that, especially this early on too, it just helped me out a lot because it let me know, like, not everybody's gonna go down. Like, yeah, you think you fighting ducks, but this dude might be a geese. Like, you know what I mean? So you might not win how you think you gonna win. Yeah. You know what I mean? And not everything is what you want it to be, but you gotta adjust. Because mind you, at first I was walking him down, touching his body, but then I started getting tired, so I had to box. You know what I mean? So granted, I still won all 4 rounds. You know, I mean, haven't lost a round yet as a professional. You know what I mean? So, but he was tough, and it just helped me out. You know, moving on to the next fight.
What have you enjoyed most about being a pro?
I get paid to fight now. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's the best thing. You know, I mean, I've been fighting for free for so long. You know what I'm saying? Now I get paid to fight, so it's like I tell people all the time, boxing is the best job in the world. Like, you literally getting paid to beat somebody up. Like, what other job can you do for that? Well, like, you know what I mean?
Let me interrupt you. It's the best job when you know how to fight.
That's true. That's true.
If you can't fight, then it's not a good job.
Yeah, then it's different.
Like, getting your ass beat for free is not good. So make sure you be clear about that. You know, you actually go to the gym and train. Right. So yes, it's a good job for you. Yeah. Somebody like me, nah, I'm gonna stick.
Oh no, man! Listen, if you get in the gym, you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying? Get you a couple spots other than that. Get you about 3 years under your belt.
Bro, I'm about to be 45. Unless you're talking about a Legends League or something, I'm not interested. And I'm not interested in getting punched in my face, bro. Now, maybe about 25 years ago, I would have entertained the idea. But me thinking about, okay, if that dude hit me hard enough, because I'm a heavyweight, so I gotta fight a heavyweight.
You gotta fight the heavyweights.
And if he hit me, it's a good chance he could break my jaw, which means my quality of life is gonna be interrupted for about 8 weeks.
Yeah, you know.
Gotta recover. Gotta eat everything through a straw.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm good. I go in there and, hit the bag and all that.
Yeah,
but
get your work in.
Nah, I'm not. And even, man, listen, I did that one. I don't know how the hell y'all hit those heavy bags. Because y'all make it look so simple. So I went to a gym and I got my hands wrapped, hit the bag. I was like, I ain't gonna lie, man, I felt like a little bitch. I was like, man, my hands hurt so bad. I don't want to say nothing to nobody. They called time. As soon as they called time, I'm like, all right. I'm like, thank God. We got another round. No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm not hitting that bag no more. I'm good.
Yeah.
Y'all dudes, man, look, I got to give it to y'all. Y'all different, bro.
The bag not that bad. The bag is good. I like hitting the bag. Like, you could practice on different stuff. It's a stationary target, so you can pretty much do whatever,
But they got the water ones now, right? Are those better?
Yeah, those. So I think those are good. Like if you have hand problems, I think those are good because you can hit those as hard as you want, but there's water in them, so it's not really gonna hurt.
Not hurt your hand.
Yeah.
Do you use those, or you still use the old school?
Oh, I use both. Yeah, I use both. So because they move and they swing. So if I want to move and punch and work on my head movement while punching, then I use those. But if I want to just work on power shots and sitting down or other stuff, I use the regular one.
Yeah, because y'all be hitting that bag so hard. I'm telling you, I be sitting back like, damn, they really hitting that bag that hard with their real hands.
Yeah, their real hands.
I don't know how y'all do it, man. I think the last fight you said, that hitting that dude that hard in the head probably would hurt your hand.
Listen, I ain't gonna lie. I had so many hand injuries from boxing, but I still be you just gotta make sure your hands are, because these your money makers, so you gotta make sure your hands is on point. But I messed up this wrist, messed up my fingers. Messed up in the middle, the bone. You can still feel it right here, all that.
Yeah, I mean, they hold up good for
they hold up. They still good. You know what I mean?
Just keep hitting them to the body, and you good.
Exactly.
When do you think you're ready for the move up to the 6 rounders?
Whenever my coach tell me to. I'm not gonna lie. We had conversations about it, and when my last fight that was in Philly, the dude that pulled out, that was gonna be a 6 rounder.
Oh.
Yeah, that was gonna be a 6 rounder.
Okay.
But everything else is just I just trust in the process. If my coaches wanna move me slow, I'm cool with that. They wanna move me fast, I'm cool with that. You know what I mean? I already told them. Whoever you bring to me, you better make sure you know who he is because I'm just accepting. It don't matter. I don't care who I'm getting in there with.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just blind faith, huh?
Nah, cause I know what I'm gonna do. I know what I'm gonna do. It don't matter. I know. You could give me Canelo tomorrow. I'm ready. Let's do it.
You fight at 175, right?
Yep, 175.
How you like that weight?
I like that weight good. I think it's really good. It don't take. It's starting to take a nice little bit for me to lose the weight, but it don't take as much as a lot of people would think. And even when I do lose the weight, I still feel strong. I still feel like I'm able to knock somebody out at any given moment. So,
do you ever see yourself fighting a heavyweight?
If I get there, I get there. I don't Look, I don't care. It don't matter. If I get there and I'm to the point where I'm like, all right, I done cleaned out light heavyweight, I done cleaned out cruiserweight, and I wanna try heavyweight. As long as my coach is with it, my coach is my team, my father, and everybody with it, let's do it.
Well, the only reason I didn't ask about cruiserweight because I haven't known one since Holyfield.
Yeah,
that was way back in the 80s. I don't know.
Yeah, cruiserweight they don't really have nobody. I mean, I be paying attention to them, but they don't really have like nobody that's really like shaking up the division right now, or nobody that's like really like shaking up the boxing world for real.
Do you think they should do? You think they should do two heavyweight divisions like a?
Oh, like a heavyweight and then like a super heavyweight.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I thought that's what cruiserweight pretty much was, but it's not. No. It's definitely not. I don't think so. I think they should just keep heavyweight how it is because then you add a whole nother like division, and then you're not gonna have as many like super heavyweights for real. Because if they was gonna fight, they was gonna fight heavyweight regardless. Mm-hmm. And then at that point, like what would be the cutoff? Like what? 250? Like what would be the cutoff?
So MMA is 265.
Oh, 265 for heavyweight? Yeah. And then you have like a super heavyweight MMA too? Or
no, if you over 265.
Oh, you can't fight?
Yeah, you just fighting in circus somewhere. I don't know where you fighting at.
I didn't even know that.
Nah,
but then like we wouldn't get fights like Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury, like you know what I mean, or Usyk versus Tyson Fury, or I'm not gonna lie, practically anybody versus Tyson Fury. So,
but Fury, because Fury over 265. Yeah. I mean, it's because I look at somebody like you because you like 175. Mm-hmm. I mean, a heavyweight, I mean, you still young, but probably like 220, 225 probably be your max.
Yeah,
and that's pushing it.
But I mean, look at the undisputed champion heavyweight right now. We are the same size.
That's a good point. You talking about Usyk, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good point. But he'll probably maybe like 1 inch taller than me, maybe. But we about the same size.
Yeah, and he fight like 218 or something like that.
Exactly. And he beat Tyson Fury. So I mean,
yeah, he beat he beat quite a few people. So
yeah, I'm trying to tell you. Listen, skills pay the bills. You know what I mean? No matter the size. No, don't get me wrong though. Size definitely matters. Like you know what I'm saying? Like that weight definitely matters, but skills. If you got enough skills, you can beat anybody.
Yeah. It's a possibility because you what
24.
Okay. Yeah.
Like
how long? And how long do you envision your boxing career going?
Until one of my coaches be like, I think you should relax.
Really?
Yeah. Like because I know how dangerous boxing is, and I know like when you got that window, you got to take advantage of it if you're gonna do it. But once that window was gone, it's gone. It ain't no coming back or trying to reverse time or doing no. You gotta let it go because you gotta think about it. You take in all reality, like you taking punches to the head. Yeah. You can be beating somebody up and you still getting punched in the face no matter what. Yeah. You know what I mean? So because I know it is like it always does for everybody. Right. But when that time comes, I mean, at that point I would have done enough in my career to be one of the greats. You know what I mean? So I mean, by that time, I'll be okay if like my coach is like, all right, you slipping, like it's just maybe it's time to let it go. Like, all right, cool.
Who's your Mount Rushmore of boxers?
You have Ali. Okay. You know what I mean?
You know you get 4, right?
Yeah.
Okay, because I don't want you to be one of them people that give me like 10 names.
Oh no! You get 4. That's what make it tough.
Yeah.
But of course, okay. Are we going like influential or just like goats?
This your.
Oh my
goats.
Your
Rushmore.
Oh, say no more. All right. So I got Ali.
Okay.
Now this is tough. Yeah, this is tough. I'm gonna take it way back. Give me Jack Johnson.
Okay.
Give me Floyd. You gotta have Floyd up
Ali,
there.
Jack Johnson, Floyd. Okay.
And then After that, who would I go? Who? It's too many boxes, man. Too many boxes. Who would I go? Oh, you gotta go. Pernell Whitaker.
Okay. So why? So the four you picked, why'd you pick them?
Well, off the break, Ali. That's my go. Greatest of all time. You know what I mean? Inside and out the ring, one of the best human beings. You got Jack Johnson. You know, really, you gotta, you always gotta mention somebody that really paved the way. Like he's fighting while you got white people saying they're gonna kill him if he win, and he's smiling and still winning. And then when he get out the ring, he got a white girl on his arm. You know what I mean? Like that's gangster. Like you know what I mean? That's as gangster as you can be. Like you know what I'm saying? And then you got Floyd. You know, of course, Mr. 50-0. You know what I mean? One of, if not the most influential boxer. You know what I mean? He really changed the game. Like you can't lose no more. You know what I mean? Well, granted though, it's bringing it back to that. Like you know, we starting to go back to okay, it's okay if you lose and things like that. But you couldn't lose when Floyd was fighting because once you lost, out of there, it's over.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna go back. I want you to finish your Rushmore part, and then I want to go back to that.
And then Pernell Whitaker. I mean, in my opinion, the most like the slickest boxer ever. In my opinion, I don't think there's a boxer that's more slick than he was, and not even just like defense, but like his slip, the way he punched with the finesse and then slip back and then come right back again, like he gotta be up there.
Yeah. I'm gonna double back because the old thing, because as a fan, it's really important to me. Like to hear this. Do you think fighters are afraid to take this O, or
fighters are afraid to take the O? But that's the game, though. Like you gotta think about it. The greats, the only great that never lost was Floyd. Like you know what I mean? Like that's the only great that never lost. So we gonna be scared to lose all because of one man. Like you know what I mean? And granted he did that for sure. But like if we talk about taking it back to the old days and you know and fighting the way that like you know like we used to, like you know the best fighting the best. Yeah. Somebody gonna have to lose. Yeah. It ain't gonna be me, but somebody gotta lose. You know what I mean? So I mean, you know, you gotta be able to take that chance. The game is about taking risks and taking chances. And if you believe in yourself and you believe and you think you are who you really say you are, go ahead and go fight.
Yeah. Because and for the record, I 100% agree with you. Mm-hmm. I just don't know if boxers really understand that because most fans listen, if you fighting the best, boxing fans understand somebody gonna lose.
Yeah, somebody gonna lose.
I think your legacy is better if we know like okay, he didn't go undefeated, but he took on all challenges. Like for me, like watching like one boxer will always have my respect. It's Oscar De La Hoya. Yeah. Because he fought everybody. Yeah. You can't look at his resume and say, well, he didn't fight this person. He didn't. Mm-hmm. People can say what they want about Oscar. I know people look at the new Oscar and get it confused, but that dude was a dog. Yeah, he fought everybody. Yeah. Now, I mean, he made Bernard Hopkins do the catch weight. And Bernard Hopkins still beat him. Yeah. But hey, at least we got the fight. Like I literally cannot think of anybody that Oscar didn't fight. That's the one fighter in my generation I can say that.
And the thing is too, I mean, a lot of people, like, I think people be like using contract negotiations just to like they like outprice themselves to say something outrageous so they don't have to fight. Like, you know what I mean? Like if I'm fighting you, I know you up there. I'm up there. Granted you A side. Mm-hmm. So of course you might get the bigger purse split. That don't mean it's gonna be no 90 to 10%. Yeah. Not no 80 to 20. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's a little ridiculous. But at the same time, I know like okay, you gonna take more. That's okay, cool. Because when I beat you, now I'm A side. Right. And now I'm running it. You know what I mean? Like if like that's even. Let's look at Tank, right? You got everybody want to fight Tank. But don't nobody want to accept the fact that he A side.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Let's you know what I'm saying. Let's keep it a band.
Yeah.
If he A side and you think you can beat him that bad, take it.
Yeah.
Because if you beat him, then you A side. Now you running a boxing game. You know what I mean? Like, especially if you do it right. Because if you beat somebody like Tank, you know what that's gonna do for you? Like, you're gonna be everywhere. Like, literally everywhere.
You know what's funny? Everybody talk about the Floyd blueprint. They don't talk about the fact that he fought Oscar on Oscar terms.
Yeah.
So he took Oscar
exactly
and never gave it back to nobody.
And never gave it back.
So,
exactly. Like, you have to take the A side from somebody.
Yeah.
You gotta take it from somebody and never give it back. That's exactly what you gotta do.
Because he literally fought at 154. Floyd walked in the ring like 150 eating Doritos.
Yeah.
So clearly he was the smaller guy.
Exactly.
Oscar got the gloves he wanted, the ring he wanted.
He got
everything.
Everything.
But Floyd knew if I beat him, now on the A side.
Exactly. And then what he do? And see, that's the thing. Like, I feel like people be discrediting Floyd. You know what I'm saying? Like, he picked his fighters. Granted, he did for sure, but you can't knock him for doing that because he was able to do that.
Because he fought champions. It's like people act like he fought Uber drivers.
Right, exactly.
The man fought.
Exactly.
He fought like 20 straight world champions.
Exactly.
So
and people be saying like, oh, he cherry picking. Even if he did cherry pick world champions, even if he did, he got the right to do that because what did he do? He got cherry picked because Oscar cherry picked him.
Yeah. It like I think a lot of people, and I'm sure you're going to see this as you continue to rise in the ranks. People forget about those beginning years.
Yeah.
When you
grinded.
Yeah. Like, cause I read somewhere he had like 8 or 9 fights in 1 year. That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fights in 1 year.
Yeah, for real.
So that people got to remember, like, everybody got a starting point.
Mm-hmm.
And me as a fan, I'm excited to see your starting point because, this is the beginning. You got 4 fights.
Mm-hmm.
They've been exciting, and the 2 knockouts, the good body shots. Like, it's been a good journey. I'm gonna close out with this, and I'm gonna let you visualize your career for the listeners. How does Sugar Sheed career pan out?
The greatest of all time. My career will end with me being one of the GOATs, if not the GOAT. Like, I will be. Oh, boxing. Oh, Sugar Sheed. Oh, Sugar Sheed because of boxing. Yeah. Anytime you mention boxing, you will end up mentioning the name Sugar Sheed. You will know who I am. I'm going to come in your mind. I'm going to be there. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to just be a world champion. I don't want to just be a multi-world champion. I want to be the best ever. I want to be better than Ali. I want to be better than Floyd. I want to be better than Pernell, Jack Johnson. All the greats, Sugar Ray Leonard, all the greats you can name, I want to be better than, and I will be.
Pleasure, brother.
Yes, sir.
Always an honor, pleasure talking with you. Before we end it, please tell the people how they can follow you and how they can contact you.
Oh yeah, of course. You can follow me on Instagram and TikTok at SugarSheed _ SugarSheed _ and my DMs are always open. You did.
And I want to take the time to thank everyone for listening and watching the podcast. I truly appreciate your support. You can follow me on Instagram at conversations _ Lamp. My Facebook is also Conversations with Lamp. You can listen to the podcast on SoundCloud and Apple Podcasts, and this episode will be available on YouTube. Again, thank you all for listening and supporting. Have a great day.